Ryan, why are you in the mood to dress up today? You looked very beautiful. You gave her strange look. Didn't you always hope that I could dress myself up in the past? Now I have thought it through. Women should indeed love themselves well. Smiling, you inquired about how it looked on you, and she struggled to respond, finally admitting you looked very beautiful. However, a trace of unease flickered across her face as she contemplated the idea that even if you became more attractive, he might not like you. When you questioned her about it, her expression soured. Why are not you happy to see me like this? You asked, and her demeanor shifted defensively. How can I not be happy? I'm delighted that you have become beautiful. Is that so? Will Jungkook like me now that I'm beautiful? As she gazed at you in a daze, the smile faded from her face. Ryan, do you genuinely like him? You offered a faint smile. Yes, I really like him. But she hesitated, and you observed every nuance of her expression. She wore the same earrings Jungkook had given her, almost taunting you. A sneer played on your lips, gradually replacing your initial smile. But you also like him, so we have become rivals in love, have not we? She was taken aback. Hawaiian. In contrast, you remained remarkably composed. Why avoid saying it? I have already said it for you. She stared at you as if he's seeing a ghost. You chuckled and reached out to pinch her cold cheek. Why do you look so surprised? Don't talk nonsense, she protested, pulling your hand away and shaking her head desperately. John Jungkook and I have nothing. I don't like him. We are not rivals in love. We are good sisters. Good sisters? Your head lowered and your voice softened. We are indeed good sisters, but I didn't expect that good sister to do this. In the future, we will no longer be good sisters. With that, you stood up and walked outside. She was left stunned before anxiously chasing after you, explaining, Ryan, did you hear that from someone? Was it Jenny? Did she provoke the relationship between us again? You have to believe me, I really don't like John Jungkook. Under the sunlight, you looked at her with the pink earrings shining, almost mockingly. Yuri, do you know? Calmly, you held her hand. I have seen that pair of pink earrings on your ears before. Her lips trembled as if she wanted to say something, but your words left her speechless. Relationships are not something you can control. I won't blame you, but I won't forgive you. After that, you no longer glanced at her and left. Despite her desire to explain, she nervously stood there. She had not expected you to discover this matter so quickly. She had hoped to hide it for a while. Today's direct confrontation took her by surprise. She regained her composure and tried calling you, but your phone was turned off. Anxious, she scanned the street, searching for you. After half an hour of futile searching, her phone vibrated. Helpless, she answered the call from Minho, who informed her that Jungkook wanted to see her. Exhausted, but at the prospect of meeting Jungkook, she pushed thoughts of you to the back of her mind and rushed over excitedly. Arriving at the destination, she saw Jungkook looking at her coldly. However, she put on a soft and cute smile as she walked over. Jungkook, you were looking for me? Minho, seeing her, unconsciously took 2 steps back, seemingly trying to distance himself from her. Despite knowing the whole story, he couldn't hide his dislike for this woman. Her fondness for her good sister's man irritated him, and as she kept staring at Jungkook, he felt increasingly annoyed. Jungkook didn't respond. He only glanced at her and noticed the pair of pink earrings on her ear. His eyes, sharp as a hawk's, narrowed, Suddenly, he grabbed her wrist, pulling her to his side. Who asked you to wear these earrings? His voice was ice cold and sharp as a knife. It hurts. Red marks immediately appeared on her wrist, and her face paled from the pain. However, he showed no intention of letting her go. Looking at her angrily, who allowed you to touch my things? Tears fell down her face in pain. That night, it fell out of your suit pocket. I looked at it and liked it very much, so you are stealing is the first miss of the Kim family missing this pair of earrings. Upon seeing the earrings on her ear, Jungkook felt an inexplicable sense that they had been defiled. He initially found them cute when you wore them, not expecting you to leave without purchasing. Planning to buy them himself, he was shocked to discover that this woman had taken them first. I am sorry, she apologized continuously, feeling her hand about to break from his force. The pain made her cry as she explained that she genuinely liked the earrings and put them on. If he was angry, she offered to return them, attempting to remove them, but he stopped her, shaking off her hand coldly, stating he no longer wanted those earrings. She froze, looking at him in astonishment. What do you mean? You don't want them? Minho couldn't help but interject. What do you mean? You defile this pair of ear studs? Why are you so lacking in quality? Taking other people's things without asking. I question if you are truly the first miss of the Kim family. She shot a glare that made him recoil from her vicious eyes. Why are you looking at me like that? Jungkook's gaze swept over her, causing Yuri to retract her defiant look, appearing pitiful. Jungkook, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to wear those earrings. I just woke up and saw them, found them beautiful, and thought you gave them to me. So I put them on. I genuinely didn't mean it. I won't touch your things anymore. She quickly took off the earrings and placed them in his palm. I promise you, as long as you don't let me touch it, I will never touch it again. The pair of pink earrings returned to his hands and he looked annoyed, sneering. Do you think I will still want this thing? Her face turned pale and her lips trembled. I know you bought that pair of ear studs for Ryan, right? I'm really sorry. If I knew you were going to give it to Ryan, I would not have touched that pair of earrings no matter what. She raised her hand and slapped herself. It's my fault. I should not have appeared in front of you. I will go and find Ryan now and admit my mistake to her. She walked away, but he stopped her. Stop. She stood still but didn't look back. His cold voice came from behind. Don't let her know about this. She sneered in her heart, knowing you already knew about it. But she didn't say anything on the surface. She turned her head and looked weakly at him. Okay, don't worry, I will not tell her. He was lazy to talk to her anymore, so he asked Minho to push him out of there. As he walked away, Yuri suddenly came forward. Have you ever thought that she will eventually know about this matter? If Vine finds out one day, what are you going to do? She bit her lips, covering her belly. He narrowed his eyes dangerously. What did you say? Her heart raced as Jungkook's actions today hinted at certain truths. If the pair of ear studs were indeed meant for you, it indicated that he already harbored strong feelings for you, even if he might not have realized it yet. She felt compelled to intervene before things escalated out of her control. He was the man she desired, and having taken the first step, she was determined to take all the remaining ones. She couldn't allow anyone, including you, to snatch away the man she fancied. Minho was extremely shocked upon hearing this news. Yuri being pregnant would undoubtedly complicate everything. Yuri walked over and stood in front of Jungkook. If you don't believe me, we can go to the hospital for a checkup right now, or maybe you think the existence of this child is meaningless. I will immediately get rid of it. I will definitely not make things difficult for you and Ryan. Minho gripped the wheelchair's armrest tightly. Young master. Jungkook looked up at her and pursed his lips. Stay still until I find out what happened. Let's go. Minho pushed Jungkook away with complicated feelings. Along the way, he pondered the situation. Miss Kim carrying young master's child and young madam carrying another man's child. Normal men should know how to choose. For some reason, Minho found himself leaning towards you, feeling that Yuri was not a good person and her actions were strange. Young master, what do you think about this matter? Do you need me to send someone to check if what she said is true? Investigate. Jungkook said coldly. She was right about everything. Everything fits well, but sometimes it was abnormal if it was too normal. Then young madam sighed. Don't let her know about this. No, young master, what I mean is, what if the results are true? Kim, Yuri, and young madam are good friends. If this matter is exposed, it may cause great harm to young madam. Jungkook naturally knew this as well. He wanted to hide this matter from you. But what he needed to do now was to find out. He felt that something was wrong somewhere. As you walked along the small stone road around the school, memories of your time in university with Yuri floated back. Many students bullied both of you initially because of your humble backgrounds, but when Yuri revealed her status as the first Miss Kim, your friendship remained strong. She treated you exceptionally well, sharing everything and doing anything for you. However, the cruel twist of fate emerged when it turned out she liked your husband. She and Jungkook happened to fall in love, and you found yourself caught in a complicated situation. Heaven seemed to play a big joke on you, testing the bonds of your friendship and love. What could you say? What could you complain about? The two of them were in love, and you could not bring yourself to intervene and separate them. You didn't blame them, but forgiveness was another matter. You and Yuri were no longer good sisters. You are not a magnanimous woman. You stopped and looked at the man standing not far away. He wore a white shirt with a formal coat, tall and slender, the sunlight casting a warm white light on him. You didn't expect him to be around all day, wondering if he had anything else to do, perhaps work. His doting and gentle demeanor made tears well up in your eyes. You gazed at him with red eyes, and he stood there for a while before walking towards you. Has everything been settled? His voice was gentle, like an elder caring. In that moment, you felt the need for a shoulder to lean on, but he was your husband's elder brother. As this realization hit you, you pursed your lips and turned around to leave. Despite feeling vulnerable, you chose not to lean on anyone's shoulder. Lee Dong-hye, John Jungkook, and John Jung-han, you believed you didn't deserve the love of those men. One by one, your hands were grabbed by him, blocking your way. Do you only know how to run? You struggled to pull your hand away, but he pulled you into his arms. Have you seen him look for you these 2 days? If he cared about you, he would not leave you like this. His words pierced your heart like needles, and you pushed him away forcefully. It's none of your business. You said, it's none of my business, and I don't want to care about your business. But other than me, is there anyone else who cares about your life and death? Wyan, can you look back at me? I'm the one who has been standing behind you all this time. I have given you my heart and truly like you. Isn't it good for you to turn your feelings towards me? You turn your head around in amusement. It seems that your feelings for me are so easy to change. Do you think I want to like him? If possible, I would rather never marry into the Joan family. You struggled. Do you regret it? He paused for a moment. Then I will take you away. You looked up at him. What did you say? I will take you away from here, out of the city and far away. You made a fist with the hand grabbed by him. John Jonghan, are you crazy? You can't say anything like that. I'm your sister in law. You are not my real sister in law. Why are you pretending in front of me? Or do you think you can reject me with this excuse? He pulled you more closely, staring seriously. Do you think I don't know anything about you and him? He forced you to sign the contract and asked you to leave the Joan family in half a year, right?